and that, kings of conversation.
Hello and welcome to this Nat Kings of Conversation. I'm Jack.
I'm Will.
I'm Aidan.
And I'm Dom.
And this week's topic is... Will?
If you were insanely rich, what would you buy?
We'll start off with Dom. What would you buy?
Oh dear. I haven't actually thought about this. Right. If I had, just so much
Infinite
money.
money.
Infinite money.
Infinite money.
Infinite.
I'd probably end up buying everything.
What would be the first thing?
Okay, first thing.
It's going to be something like ridiculous, like, I'd buy an AA battery. Just because they might come in handy.
Go and get a Big Mac.
I would buy... I should have probably thought about it. Right, it would probably... like... a workforce.
Okay.
So that I could
So
be...
you'd start your own
a
company.
business.
Yeah, and no, not a business, so that I can make films.
So
Would you
buy
hire
a
us?
business?
Yeah,
So you
a film
pay your way
business.
to be a director.
Something like Warner Bros.
Yeah.
or
Would you hire us three?
Yeah, I definitely would.
Can I be your actor?
My one actor.
Can I be the one that goes and hits everyone?
Can I be the
if they don't
manager?
work well?
But I'd also be an actor, because I want to be in my own films.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, that's mine. Or a rideable polar bear.
That'd be pretty cool.
That would be
there
fun.
is no such thing.
I would invest money to get
So
one.
What
surely
about-
you could just buy a polar bear and a saddle.
That's two things.
Yeah. Sorry, that's too many.
Well,
Anyway,
that's-
Aidan, I think that's mine complete. What's yours?
I would buy an island with all those goats that faint on it. They're so cool. We were watching the video today when he opens the umbrella and all the goats like fly into the
If
air.
you haven't seen, Aidan will put a link in the description.
I will. It's the fainting goats and they all like freeze and lock up.
Jack is gone and he's back. Way!
Just thought,
They
see if you'd realise.
That's where he's spending his money. He spent his money on an invisibility potion.
So
That
okay.
actually worked.
That would be. Would it be possible to
No.
make it invisible?
The Top
No.
Gear did that. They made an invisible van.
That
Not
was
very
just
well.
TV.
That was so funny.
Rubbish.
It'd
So-
be interesting.
So you buy an island.
I'd buy an island with all those goats on it because I'd just go around and go boo, and then it all just go. "Arr!" and
What
fall
if it
over.
died out?
Then I'd make more.
You'd make more,
How?
buy more.
Both. I'd make them breed continuously.
Okay.
They'd have such a brilliant life, and I'd be so happy living in my.
They probably wouldn't.
I was going to say.
What happens if they die when they tense out?
They
Eh?
don't. They freeze up and then they get back up and walk off. Watch the video.
Okay. Anyway, I think it's
Will?
Will's turn.
Alright. I reckon the first thing I'd buy would probably be some sort of massive house. I mean, it's fair enough.
Yeah.
But at some stage, I probably would buy a football team. Just because I reckon it'd be really cool.
It would be quite cool.
Trust you.
Wow,
And
buy a
you-
football team.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
that
I
would be
wouldn't.
cool.
I'd buy like one of the lower league teams and then take them to the greatest team in Europe.
So you
I'd also
basically
hire
play-
myself as manager.
You'll play real life FIFA.
Yeah, pretty much. I hire myself as manager and as a player, so I can do all three at the same time.
Would you not be like really stressed that you
Yeah, probably.
wouldn't be good enough?
I reckon I'd be an alright manager. I reckon I could. I've played enough FIFA.
Yeah.
I reckon I could be a manager. So Jack, what would you buy?
I would buy a football club.
No, sit.
Simple as.
Would you play against each other and win? Who would
Just
win?
like FIFA, we'll sit in the stands with an Xbox controller.
I would buy a top football club, like in the top league.
You could buy two.
Well, it
You
depends.
could buy all of them actually.
Yeah.
You
You
could
could
just
have a
say I
monopoly.
want that team to win.
Yeah.
If you just had them, yeah, you'd have a monopoly in football clubs. Like I would just keep on getting, like Willingham Wolves to win, and
Just by Willingham.
Well, no, because if you win, if you
By Willingham itself, by the
If-
whole town.
that would be quite cool.
I
Or the
think
whole
it's
country.
impossible to buy a country.
I think
Buy
it
an
is.
island.
You can buy an island, but you can't buy.
If you
a
have
country.
enough money, they would probably sell
no,
you.
No, they wouldn't. Not an
I think-
island.
I think
not
if-
a country.
I think if you bought everything in the country, then you're in the country.
But
No.
if you said that you would pay everyone in the country £1 million, they would probably revolt and make you king?
To be fair, I would.
Well, exactly.
If someone came in and said, "Oh, you four, I'll give you £1 million if you elect me as your king or whatever," you'd probably say yes.
Yeah,
But-
I would.
I wouldn't, because they probably wouldn't give you £1 million.
What if he was a really nice guy
Like me.
and literally just
Muy
walked in
simpático.
with 4 bags of money
And
and
if he
just
doesn't
went,
give it to us, we'll kill him.
And
You
they
lock
just-
him in the room,
Exactly, fair enough.
and then just take the money?
and we don't have to elect him or anything.
But then
You
we
can't
might be-
elect a king.
You can stage a coup.
Yeah, but we make it.
I think, can you stage a coup in a parliament, or is that just on King's
Coup?
A coup, it's like revolution, but it's the
Why didn't you say revolution?
because coup's shorter.
Yeah, but
Yeah, revolution's a better
that's what
word.
revolution means.
True.
It sounds better.
Did you know Revolution was the first name for the Nintendo Wii?
Was it?
That's a true fact.
That would be a much better name.
Did
You
you
wouldn't
see
be
those,
saying like,
like-
oh, I'm just going to play on my Wii, and everyone would be like,
Oh, that's a bit weird.
oh, what?
Did you see all the April Fool's adverts for the Wii? They did like April Fool's Assassin's Creed and Call of Duty.
No, what happened?
No.
They had the video for the Wii, but like if you ever played Assassin's Creed, you know you do free running and parkour
Yeah,
and
yeah.
all those flips and stuff, and they had someone doing a flip in the Wii, and he did it in the game.
Mhm.
It was just an April Fool's advert, and it was brilliant. Like World of Warcraft did the pandas as an April Fool's joke on an advert, and now that's a add-on to the game.
I
Yeah.
really don't
Um,
understand what you're saying.
Don't mind.
Google, they do a lot of April Fools,
Yeah.
and lots of people believe them. Like, I can't remember any of them now, but they're good.
If I was a news broadcaster, I would just make up a ridiculous story on April 1st. Just
I'd do it
the world
every
is
day.
going to end.
What about
Okay, yeah, I would buy a newspaper company and just make up everything in it.
Dom is awesome. What's
Yeah.
the line?
That's not making up though.
That is true.
after April Fool's? I've lost trust in 5 of my good friends. After our trip to Berlin, which was very good.
It was, we talked
I-
about it quite a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't go.
They there was a strict rule of no alcohol in the hotel we were in, and they convinced everyone that they were going to have a party with alcohol. And our good friend Henry, who's been on the podcast before,
You may know Henry.
he convinced
And
me,
well,
and Will, they convinced me
Not me.
to the
Will.
point that they were almost in tears, worried about this alcohol thing that was going on in their room. And then on the bus, they said, "We've discovered that there's alcohol."
I believe them.
I offered for them to come into my room when they said they were having a party because I was so concerned that what they were saying. They were like, "Oh, we're really."
I
worried
believe
we're
them.
gonna
That
get
is the
caught."
best
believe-
April
and then-
Fools that I've ever, like,
That is the best April.
that
Fool's
people
because
I've known
someone played
have
it.
done.
Yeah, and then on the bus on the way back from the Brandenburg Gate,
No, it wasn't Brandenburg Gates. It was the,
wherever it was,
It was somewhere in
prison-
Berlin.
No, it was a prisoner of war camp.
that was it.
Sachsenhausen.
No. it
Potsdam?
wasn't.
We did the- we did-
Potsdam. It was Potsdam.
Potsdam, yeah. They announced on the tannoy of the bus that we weren't going to be going to the big shopping centre tomorrow because they'd discovered alcohol and there was a party going
A
on.
coup dance.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. That's that shopping centre that we're going to the next day. And then everyone was like, "Oh, no, we're not going to go shopping, we're not going to get loads of stuff." And then we hear from the front on the microphone, Luke Hutchcraft, yell,
Don't know.
No, it wasn't
You don't know,
Hutchcraft.
We
Was it-
probably.
was it-
It was Mr. Fordham,
Yeah,
I thought it was- I thought
a
it was-
teacher in our school.
yells down the microphone.
Looks like Mr. Bean.
Little bit. He yells down the microphone, "April Fools!" And the whole thing was a joke, and I was really upset because Henry betrayed me.
I thought it was brilliant.
It was
I
very
believe
good,
them.
I was really upset that Henry.
Really? I
Henry
was just like,
twisted
oh,
me. That-
you.
I was angry.
I was really annoyed.
I think I was angry at the time.
What? They lied to me so much. I was properly concerned. They were like, "Oh, Jack, we'll see if we're going to come into your room." I was like, "Oh yeah, don't worry. Come over. Come on.
I'm
Don't
buying
stay
a
with
round
all
your
of
house.
those
Drunkards.
trying
Those
to make
yobbos.
trouble. Come over." They were like, "Oh, okay, we will
Henry and Thomas.
get you."
Henry and Thomas were laughing at each other's laughs for 20 minutes.
Oh, I remember
If
that.
we ever have Thomas on the podcast, we'll make him laugh, and it's brilliant.
It's like a donkey.
And Henry had a weird stage of laughter. He was still finding his laugh. Aw. And it was just really, really funny. And Thomas was laughing at Henry's laugh, and Henry was laughing at Thomas's laugh. This went on for 20 minutes until we had to separate them to stop it.
It was a good trip.
That was such a good week.
You should go to Berlin.
Go to Berlin.
Basically.
Highly recommended.
Only place I wouldn't advise going into Berlin is the Stasi Museum. That was so dull.
Oh, so
But
boring.
we just had a 20-hour bus journey
this-
and no rest in
The
between.
Stasi was we were sitting there while the
Tour guide.
guide was telling us about his sister, and was it that she was tortured or was she
Yeah,
died?
she was tortured and interrogated.
tortured.
This is really sad.
And Henry, who has been on the podcast before, was falling asleep
So was
during the
Mr.
I
during-
remember.
during
So was Mr.
during the
Fordham.
talk. So I sat there going while he was talking about his sister.
Because I saw it from the other side of the room and I just saw him
I saw
go,
Mr. Fordham go.
You are a horrible person.
It's so funny, Henry falling asleep.
Why?
bum bum, boom 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 boom.
No copyright.
What? That's not. I
Why?
just made
Why
that
did you
up.
just bring this
I
up?
just made that up.
Other
It
soaps are available.
it may sound a bit like the
The
soap that's set
West Starters.
No,
in
I
East
don't
End.
want. I want to know why you called me a horrible person.
For
Yes.
laughing.
Yeah,
But
because
I was laughing as well.
Everyone was laughing.
Everyone was laughing.
I would like to apologise.
Laughing
on
at
behalf
what?
of This and that conversations for my insult on Jack.
on
Laughing
behalf
at
of
what?
you, not on behalf of us.
What was I
Okay.
laughing at?
At Henry
Henry
falling
falling
asleep.
But it seemed
Oh,
like
it's
you
so
were laughing
funny.
at.
It was so funny.
Everyone was laughing, so
Because it's
I
Henry.
wasn't.
Anything he
you
does is
weren't
funny.
there.
That's a good thing, Henry.
Henry is a funny.
10 out of 10.
Hi, Henry.
It's a bit weird rating people.
What I don't
like
get is how it was a trip for history students to help on our history exams. How did someone from geography get on?
There was a spare
Yes.
place and she wanted to go, so they said, yeah, all
But
right.
surely they would have sent it to
Actually,
year
I've
11.
done.
Because it's a year 10 trip. Surely they would have
Don't
put it
mind
to
it.
year 11s. Because we had 2 year 11s, and then we had a girl from geography.
That didn't matter.
Surely there would have been more year 11s wanting to either go again or just want to go.
Oh.
You wanted to go when we got back.
Yeah,
She applied and she got
that was
us.
that was when you got back.
We would have gone this year. We will be
And
gone.
really, I didn't learn anything. They said
It's been a
loads,
lot.
but I
It's
didn't
been a
really
lot.
take
I
it
learned. Why? It was
I
great.
learned that Mr. Fordham's great at jokes.
He's not.
in. He's rubbish at jokes.
Yeah.
He used to stand for
You
complete
laugh at
ukulele.
him.
Yeah,
Oh,
Mrs.
the
Savage was
ukulele.
awesome.
That was so annoying.
I'm
You
Mrs.
weren't at the
Savage.
front. You weren't at the front of the coach.
I was right at the back, and
Exactly.
my
You were
mention
right
in
at
the
the
song was
front.
terrible. There was 3 people who mentioned one verse of the song, and I was really sad.
And
I got a mention because I was scared on the ferry on the way home when I felt ill.
And if you go on the autobahn,
Oh,
It's
so
terrifying.
scary.
Don't do it. No.
you're just
Bad
like,
experience.
Who's that?
you're driving along, and then you just look over to your side, and there's someone going a million miles per hour, a lorry, just like the size of Big Ben, going a million miles per hour.
Don't go on the underground either. Bad experiences. Not
Oh
fun.
yes.
Not good.
But as
There's
I
some
think we-
really strange
yeah,
people
I
down
think
there.
we've talked about it before.
I got attacked.
The scariest moments
There's
of my
some
life.
really strange people down there. Like, just Berlin said all the weirdos.
It wasn't
down there.
really
Like frog people.
It wasn't an attack. Some girls pushed me. I got really scared.
It's attacked by a paedophile.
I don't remember.
I don't know if you. I can't believe that.
He was looking at some of the girls in our group's bottoms while he was.
Might have to beat that out.
He-
Bottoms.
While we were, he moved up the train and he was looking at people as he went. And someone has a
That
video.
just sounds like it would never happen.
It did though. You wouldn't think it would, but it did happen.
We have talked about this previously on the podcast.
Briefly, it was only briefly, but
It was, yes.
Hmm. You should have done something.
Anyway, I think we should
Something
have a
should-
conversation that includes
Yeah.
young Master
I'm,
William here.
I'm just like.
Another time we went to Germany was when we went to the Black Forest.
Yeah, but that.
But it's got to also include me.
Let's talk about.
Right.
when we
can
went
I
to
go back?
Warwickshire on the canal boats.
Oh, that was so good.
That was
I
great.
love canal boats. You may think they're boring. They're not.
Most
They
fun
are
in the world.
brilliant.
I need-
They're probably boring if you go on your own.
Yeah.
But if you go with a group of mates,
7 or 8 mates
a
on
cool
a canal boat.
teacher, and
It'd be great.
have a good argument, then it's
We
great.
spent about 70% of the time playing cards.
Well,
Great.
We played
Our
cards
version of
as well,
cards.
but they weren't cards.
Yes,
I nearly
I think
broke
we
my
should move
face.
on.
You nearly-
Yeah, Will
And
nearly
Will,
broke his face. He still has a scar.
in fact, if you look at him, he used to be a lot more handsome.
Yeah,
he used to
Then
not
he
look
fell
like he was
over.
wearing a Halloween mask.
he didn't used to look like
Before
a
before
gorilla.
the canal trip.
He sounded normal.
No.
He didn't sound like
Before the canal trip, I think it was fair to say I looked like Leonardo DiCaprio.
You looked like
It's
Charlie
fair to say.
Sheen before the canal trip.
No, that was before I had my
Charlie
face
Sheen
shaved.
isn't attractive.
No, he's not.
He's got He's a bit like, right, what is it, ant or deck, one of them. His forehead
Deck.
Big
Ant.
one.
is so
ant.
big.
Ant.
The big one or the little one?
The
tall
one with the big
the tall one or the little
forehead.
one?
Ant.
Have you noticed they
So
always stand it the
big.
same way around?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ant.
Every single time?
Yeah.
Without
Because-
fail?
Because they have to.
It's so
Ant,
big.
yeah.
Did you know one of them refused to do a like M&S commercial because the other one wasn't invited to do it?
Wouldn't that be? Yeah, but it's just not right, is it? They have to do
No.
everything together.
Ant and deck, it can't be.
They must
Ant.
get annoyed with each other.
If you just
No,
said,
they're best
and we've
friends.
got ant,
They literally live
No
2
one would know
doors
that.
away from each other. They're always round each other's
2
house.
doors. Oh,
Saturday
I thought
Night
they lived in the same
Takeaway
house.
came back recently.
That's very
Oh, I
good.
love Saturday Night Takeaway.
Love it.
It is
It's
so
such a good-
funny.
Just to watch
Donuts
that.
confused.
You never watched Saturday Night Takeaway?
Never even heard of it.
Saturday.
Ant and Deck Saturday Night Takeaway? It's
Oh no,
like-
I don't like ant and deck.
Oh.
What?
Why do you bring Ant and
Leave.
Deck up?
Because he has a massive forehead.
Leave.
Do you not watch I'm a Celebrity then?
No.
Do you
What?
not watch...
You've missed out.
I don't watch TV, let alone rubbish programs.
They're not
What
rubbish.
rubbish?
They're the best things on TV.
Along with Downton Abbey,
No.
Walking Dead.
No! Downton
Whatever
Abbey's
else
just
is-
so boring.
The Walking
Oh,
Dead is
Did
good.
anyone watch Mayday?
No.
I watched the first episode.
Has anybody watched Lightfields?
I've never heard of any of these.
I just love the fact it's just a one-way conversation. Anyone watch Mayday? No. Anyone watch Lightfield? No.
Who's going to be on the Top Gear special that's
Yes.
Oh,
that
I love
concluded this gone
Do
weekend?
you not even watch Top Gear?
I used to, but then they're all the same.
They're not.
The
They've gone to
in all-
Africa.
In all fairness, the specials are the only
I
ones
should
watch
probably
now.
watch them, but
I love the specials.
I haven't.
I'll only sit down and watch the specials, like, sit down especially to watch Top Gear. If I'm sitting down and watching TV and I see Top Gear, I'll put it on, but...
You'll watch especially the special. What are you doing, Jack? I saw you doing your eye thing. Yeah, you. He always does his eye thing. You probably
You ever
noticed when he
noticed?
just goes, and he was doing it on purpose that time though.
And on that note, it's time to end.
Oh, so sad.
I didn't. That wasn't. That was just a wave. That was just a wave. Goodbye.
Goodbye from Jack.
Goodbye from Will.
Goodbye from Aiden.
Remember to comment, rate, and subscribe. And goodbye from me, Dom.
Been this Nat Kings of Conversation. Goodbye.
Goodbye.